Individuals rise, lead, and eventually disappear, yet certain institutions, empires, and organizations continue operating long after their founders are gone. Why does this happen? Because systems, not personalities, create continuity. A powerful system embeds rules, processes, and structure that survive beyond emotion and charisma. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because understanding how systems outlive individuals will change how you build success, influence, and legacy in a world that forgets faces but preserves frameworks. 1. Systems replace memory with structure. Individuals rely on memory, skill, and personal judgment. When they leave, their knowledge often leaves with them. Systems prevent this loss by converting experience into documented processes and repeatable frameworks. Rules replace recall. Procedures replace personality. This transformation ensures continuity. Instead of depending on one person to remember what works, the system remembers for everyone. Over time, this structured memory becomes stronger than individual brilliance. A system captures lessons, standardizes execution, and distributes responsibility. 2. Systems create predictability. People are unpredictable. Emotions, stress, and circumstances influence decisions. Systems create predictable outcomes by establishing consistent methods. Predictability builds trust, stability, and efficiency. When processes are clear, performance becomes measurable. This reduces chaos and improves coordination. Organizations that depend on personal charisma often struggle when leadership shifts. Systems remove uncertainty by defining roles, timelines, and expectations. 3. Systems distribute responsibility. When power is centralized in one individual, the entire structure becomes vulnerable. Systems distribute responsibility across multiple roles and layers. This distribution reduces risk and prevents collapse. Decision-making authority is defined by position rather than personality. When one person leaves, another steps into the role without disrupting the process. Distributed structure ensures continuity. It also encourages accountability because each function is clearly assigned. 4. Systems encourage scalability. Individuals have limits. Time, energy, and attention restrict how much one person can manage. Systems remove these limits by creating repeatable processes that scale. When tasks are standardized, they can be replicated across teams and regions. Scalability ensures growth beyond personal capacity. Institutions that expand successfully rely on systems rather than individual effort. Growth becomes structural, not emotional. 5. Systems reduce emotional volatility. Individual leadership often reflects mood and emotion. Systems reduce volatility by replacing impulsive decisions with defined procedures. This consistency protects long-term strategy. Emotional reactions may solve immediate problems, but often create instability. Systems prioritize logic, data, and structured review. Over time, this reduces unnecessary conflict and confusion. Stability strengthens resilience. When challenges arise, systems respond according to design rather than panic. Emotional neutrality ensures continuity across changing circumstances. 6. Systems preserve culture. A strong system embeds values into daily operations. Culture becomes operational rather than verbal. Expectations are reinforced through routines and incentives. This prevents dilution over time. Individuals may express values, but systems enforce them. When culture is structured into processes, it survives leadership transitions. New members adapt because the framework guides behavior. Institutions with strong cultural systems maintain identity for decades. Preservation of values ensures coherence across generations. 7. Systems protect against risk. Individuals make mistakes. Systems anticipate and mitigate risk through checks, balances, and safeguards. Redundancy prevents collapse when one component fails. Structured oversight detects problems early. Risk management becomes embedded rather than reactive. This proactive design strengthens durability. Institutions that survive crises rely on layered protection. Individuals alone cannot monitor every vulnerability. Systems create defense through structure, not personality. Protection is engineered, not improvised. 8. Systems outlast reputation. Reputation fades when attention shifts. Systems do not depend on public image to function. Their strength lies in operational effectiveness. Even if leaders face criticism or change, the underlying framework continues operating. Institutions that rely solely on image collapse when perception weakens. Systems remain steady because they are built on structure rather than admiration. Over time, operational strength outweighs personal fame. Legacy becomes institutional rather than personal. 9. Systems enable transition and succession. Succession is where many organizations fail. Systems simplify transition by defining roles and procedures clearly. Leadership change becomes structured rather than chaotic. New leaders inherit frameworks, not confusion. This continuity ensures stability. Institutions that plan succession structurally maintain momentum across generations. The system absorbs change without losing direction. Transition becomes predictable and manageable. 10. Systems create legacy beyond the individual. The ultimate reason systems outlive individuals is that they convert personal vision into structural reality. Vision becomes policy. Strategy becomes routine. Identity becomes framework. Individuals eventually step aside, but the architecture remains. Legacy is preserved not through memory, but through operation. When a system functions effectively without its creator, true longevity is achieved. Power shifts from personality to structure. This is the foundation of enduring influence. Individuals may inspire, but systems endure. Structure transforms temporary leadership into lasting legacy. When you build systems instead of depending on personality, your influence continues long after you step away. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because learning to think in systems rather than moments will help you create stability, scale, and impact that survives time, change, and generations.